as we talk about it losing strength, we're still talking about waterspouts, tornadoes. Some of that damage is just heartbreaking.
And it's all still possible. All those options are still on the table for today as it makes this pass toward the Outer Banks. It's very susceptible to flooding on both sides. When the storm comes past, you get the water on one side, and then the storm goes the other way and you get the water coming in from the other side. So there's a lot of hazards still for folks along the Outer Banks. And we think it made a landfall near Cape Lookout very early this morning, right around 3 o'clock or so. The eye wall on radar looks like it passed over Cape Lookout, making a landfall on the Outer Banks, the southernmost point. And then it kind of skirted the Outer Banks here for the last couple of hours. So the radar presentation looked like we had a landfall. The satellite presentation looked like we had a landfall. I guess it doesn't matter too much, kind of splitting hairs, because all the impacts will be the same. At least tropical storm force winds for the Outer Banks and hurricane force wind gusts upwards of 70 and 80 miles an hour have already been felt earlier this morning. And that storm surge that we were talking about, as the storm passes the Outer Banks, they'll get the winds on the onshore side, and then they'll get the winds on the other side from the intercoastal side. So a couple of rounds of flooding possible for the Outer Banks for this morning and early afternoon, and then by say noontime, they're done. We are all done with Hurricane Dorian. It goes out to sea. There could be some impacts along the mid-Atlantic coast. The Delmarva Peninsula could see some heavy wind and surf and some rip currents, but by tomorrow morning and into tomorrow afternoon, it's into the Canadian Maritimes, accelerating fast, and folks in Canada, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, they could see some hurricane force winds. So Dorian not really quitting for this weekend, but saying goodbye to the mainland U.S. We're saying hello to some cooler temperatures this morning. 59. How about that in Summerton early this morning? That's a nice, refreshing start. Other spots in the 50s include Coleman. Right now, 60 in Hamilton. They're pretty close to the 50s. 50 or 60, we should say, in Fayette. And everybody else in the low and middle 60s to start off this morning. Nice and dry for today. Not much in the way of cloud cover. Rainfall will be absent once again today. That's the fifth straight day that we haven't had any sort of rain chance at all, and that's the way it will continue for this weekend too. The stationary boundary down to the south will mean dry air for us both Saturday and Sunday, and as an area of high pressure starts to develop to our west, that will just reinforce this very hot streak of weather for us. I think the most heat will be down to our south. This is triple-digit heat down here. South in Alabama, south of I-85. That's the best chance to see those triple digits for this weekend. I think Sunday will be a little bit more humid as our winds return from the Gulf of Mexico. Same goes for Monday, as triple-digit actual air temperatures are possible in central Alabama. Yeah, that's going to be a hot start to the week. Not as hot, though, for today. We'll call it low 90s, breezy, dry, and a little bit on the dry side as far as the humidity goes. We'll take that for sure. A clear sky and very nice night tonight. Cool-ish. Temperatures in the 70s. Some spots will be in the 60s, but sunny and hotter for this weekend. And it just gets plain hot again. For Monday, triple-digit heat is possible once again to start off the week. More humidity and a few chances of rain Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, too, as we go through midweek next week. That's your forecast.